All right, welcome back, Prospect Live viewers. We're back with another 2020 MLB Draft team preview. Up today is the Chicago White Sox. Joining me, of course, is our very own Joe Doyle. Joe, you have a label that you want to throw on all Chicago White Sox first-round picks. What are those labels?
I don't know about that, man. No, so let's call them infielders. How about that? So no, 2017, you got Jake Berger, third baseman, not the most mobile guy in the world. Had some unfortunate luck in the last few years. Nick Madrigal, 2018, second baseman, sleight of frame. All right. He looks like he's going to make his debut this year. And then Andrew Vaughn, first baseman, stockier build, but another thumper. All right. So you got three college infielders, and those college infielders building themselves up for when the White Sox are ready to compete. And they've reached that point. The White Sox are now in their contention window. They've spent money, they've drafted well, and their farm is starting to graduate. So now we're at a new point for Chicago where they can take a little bit more risk in the draft because they're not building for anything immediately, in 2022, 2023, if you will. They've got free agent signings that'll fill that void. So for 2020, I think this is now the point where they start to restock that farm system with higher upside guys that might not be available to the team right away, but they've got the potential for stardom. So I think you're going to see Chicago go prep this year.
Interesting. Now, what are a couple of names that you've heard rumored with the White Sox? Of course, you're saying they're going prep, and they've really gone college heavy even beyond those last 3 years. We just happen to pick out the last 2 years where it looks like they actually got decent players. But even go back into Carson Fulmer and Zach Collins, they've gone really college heavy at the top of the draft. So this is a departure. What are some names that will entice them to go to the prep ranks?
Well, I don't think you can start the conversation without Ed Howard. I mean, Ed Howard is a shortstop in their backyard. You can make the argument that he may not have the ceiling to go at 11. There are some holes in his offensive game that make you kind of question, hey, is this guy ever going to hit enough to be an impact offensive player for the borderline of the top 10? But the video I'm pulling up here, Tyler Soderstrom, I think he's out of Turlock, California. He's a catcher now, probably not a catcher down the road. I think he probably shifts to third base. Great athlete, huge left-handed hit tool, 55 hit tool, could be 55 power. He's a guy that I think would really entice Chicago in that 11th spot.
Absolutely. Now, is that where you'd go if you're the GM of the White Sox? You'd going for a guy like Soderstrom or Howard? Or would you maybe go for one of these more, we'll say, close to the majors starting pitchers that are likely going to be available at that spot and see how that fits in with a rebuild? Or do you support the sort of, restocking the farm system, going prep heavy sort of strategy?
Yeah, I definitely support the prep strategy because I think, if there's a year that you're going to pull a prep, a high profile prep, the off season after spending boatloads of money is probably the one to do it. You've got your franchise and you've got your competitive window set for the next 2-3 years with what your roster is going to look like, and you've got reinforcements that are still at the top of that farm system that are on their way. So if I'm Chicago, I am going the prep route. I would love to see Robert Hassel fall to them at 11. I think that would be a fantastic fit. But you can't argue with Ed Howard. I think it's a people-pleasing pick. It's a good pick. I really like the projectability in Ed Howard's frame. You could go so many. Mick Abel would be a fantastic pick for that organization. There's a lot of different directions that they could go. I think they're going to go Tyler Soderstrom. And I think they're going to go prep, which obviously go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. Chicago White Sox 2020 MLB Draft preview. Up next, Minnesota Twins. Thanks for joining us.